What's going on, everybody? It's AJ from Joe's Game Electronics, and I'm here today to show you guys how to replace the charger port on the JBL Link 20 speaker. So if we're going to go ahead and jump right in, the only tools you need is some sort of pry tool and a Phillips 2.0 screwdriver. We sell them on our website with the cool Joe's logo, so check them out. We also sell the charger port for these. So if your charger port's broken, we've got them in stock. They're tested 100%, working, perfect, beautiful masterpieces. So they also have our logo on them somewhere underneath right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, let's jump right in. We're gonna start by, here's the charger port. So we're gonna start on that side right here. We're actually gonna take our pry tool, and this is kind of like adhesive, sticky down. So we're gonna try to lift it up with our finger, get our pry tool in there, just kind of rip away at it. It's extra sticky, so it'll stick back, don't worry about it. And then we're gonna start by, we're gonna take these off. So there's two different things here. You wanna take off the one with the 4 screws. So we're just gonna go ahead and take our Phillips, start undoing these. These are pretty tight, so you want to put as much pressure down as you can while twisting so you don't strip the screw. I also recommend an automatic screwdriver if you've got one, help with these as well. But this one does just fine, just takes a little more effort. All 4 screws out, and then that one came out nice and easy, but if it doesn't, you can just kind of flip it upside down. Sometimes it'll fall out, and if not, you take your screwdriver, kind of get it up a little bit. And then once you've got it, you can kind of work it up here. Sometimes it's hard to get off, but that one was super easy. Cool, so now this is the charger port that we are replacing. Unfortunately, we do have to go a little bit deeper to get to the main board so we can plug it in. So we're gonna stop with this real quick. And we're gonna start undoing these 4 Phillips screws. So we're gonna get these ones out, and when you take these ones out, these are different than the 4 screws we originally took out. So you're gonna wanna make sure to put them in a different spot so you don't get them mixed up. But these ones are a little bigger and a little longer. So if you do mix them up, just look for the 4 that are a little longer. Those are the main body screws that we are taking out. So we're gonna lift this cap, just very carefully though, because we've got, you can see some ribbons in there. We do not wanna damage those. So we're actually going to kind of just tilt this to the side. All 4 screws are actually still in the cap, which is okay. We're gonna start by, try to get the best angle on this guy. You can see these 2 ribbon plugins as well as the chip for the charger port. We're gonna start by just unplugging the power. I think these screws are falling out. Put those to the side. Don't let it hang like that, 'cause that's terrible. So now we got a little more of an angle here, so you can see these clips right here. You can just lift up on these gray clips. All right, and you can unplug those. All right, so and then we can put this to the side because we're done there for now. We've got the charger port. We're going to pull out the charger port from the cap. Sweet. So this is our bad charger port. We're gonna take this ribbon. We're gonna want that. And we're gonna take this plastic piece as well, if it'll come out. You just push down on these plastic pieces right there. It'll fall out. Put that to the side. That's our broken one. Throw that in the garbage. And then we're going to take this plastic piece and put it onto our new charger port. Sometimes this is hard to align, but if you look at it, I got 4 prongs here, and I got those bigger gap and the smaller gap. Those actually are going to sit on the port and the button here. So flip it on like that. Put it in these 2 holes right here in the PCB, and it should sit like that. Cool. So now we're gonna go ahead and plug in this ribbon that we took out of the other broken charger port. We're gonna lift this gray tab, maybe. There we go. And we're gonna plug this guy in right here. The blue facing up. Give it just a little bit of pressure, it doesn't need to be a lot, just wanna make sure it's snug in there. Then you're gonna fold down the clip. So now that's secured in there. So now we can start assembling the full thing. So we're gonna slide that plug through, as well as this ribbon. Be careful not to rip it or tear it in either way. Cool. Go to the other side, maybe pull it very carefully through. Where are you at? That's the one. All right. And then we're gonna have this. So we're actually gonna take this plastic piece and rest it down like this. Make sure this is pulled through properly. I don't know why it's folding like that, but we're actually just gonna fold it down like this. We're gonna try to fit it into here on the underneath side. It can kind of be weird at first, so maybe you might have to like bend the power cable just a little bit, the charging cable. That one's pretty sturdy, so you don't feel bad if you're really bending it. It's totally okay. So we're gonna bend that a little bit. We're gonna push this down and kind of slide it into place there. See, that's a little off center. We want it to be a little more centered than that. There we are. So there, looks pretty lined up. Once the screws are in, it'll be perfectly lined up. So that's what it should look like there. If you look on this side, where the plug actually is, and the reset button, it's flush, looking good, looking nice. So we're actually just gonna carefully pull our hands away so we don't actually nudge it out of place. We're gonna take our cap that we had on here, push it down. See, it kind of fell out of place, so try to wrestle it back. Might have to lift this back up. And just make sure it doesn't get out of place before you screw it in. You don't want to put a screw through the PCB. That would be pretty awful, because you just have to get a new one. So if it is out of line, you just got to be very careful with this step. If you have to do so, I didn't really want to show it, but if you ever so slightly pull it like this up, just be careful not to hit the actual plug part. You just want to be grabbing the casing of it. Just barely even put any pressure, just trying to line it up. There we go. That should be good now. I'm telling you, that's the most tricky part, is getting to line up properly, because it can be very, very annoying. Start with the middle one here because it was lined up. I wanted to keep in place. There we go. See, even us techs sometimes have some issues with these devices. They can be very picky and or troublesome. So we're going to put the 4 smaller screws that we have gotten back into this plate real quick. Just get that secured down, because we won't be opening that up anymore. Okay, so now we've got this full unit end cap assembled. We've got the 2 ribbons. So we're gonna take a look at these real quick actually. You're going to see a ever so slight difference in these 2 ribbons. You might not be able to tell on camera, but in person you'll see side to side, one is slightly smaller than the other. One's a little thinner. So you're gonna take the larger one, which is this one for me. It's also coming from the charger port area, not the other side. So you just want to keep that in mind. I think one of my screws fell in there. Get those out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and plug this into the main board. We're going to start with the charger port. Now, the original one that you took out, the original port, was probably plugged into this blue one and had a blue clip. So if you have ours and you purchased ours, and it's a white clip, that doesn't matter, that's irrelevant. You want to plug it into this blue one. This is where the power goes in, so we want to plug it into that one, even though it is a white clip. So we're gonna plug it in to this blue side port on the main board. And then we're gonna take our ribbons. We're gonna take the small one first. This is actually like the wireless ribbon. we're gonna plug that into this middle port here. So we're gonna make sure that those clips are up and ready. We're gonna take our ribbon. That's hard to, I'm trying to show this on video as best I can, but you're going to, yeah, I'm just not gonna be able to because it's not long enough. Plug it, you're gonna push it into that first, or the middle thing, and once you feel like it's in there, you don't need to push too hard, but once you feel that it's in there and in place making good contact, you can fold down the clip. You can see the two difference there. The ribbon's very short, so it's hard for me to like show you on camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one on the left side. It's a slightly bigger one. We're gonna just slide it in there gently, in line. And once I feel that it's in the correct place and I can see that it's slid in, made good contacts, I'm gonna fold down the clip. So from this side, you can tell they're both pushed in, good contact, fully in there. Clips are down, no tears, beautifully done. And we can move on. So now we're gonna take this, our charger port should be on the power button side. It should not be on the JBL side. That's where this wireless symbol should be. So we're gonna set that back into place. Make sure it's flush, no debris in the way. Make sure not to pinch any of the ribbons that you just plugged in. Cool, looking flush, it's look great. So we're gonna take our 4 larger screws that we had taken out of the main housing. We're gonna throw those back into place. Cool, now that we got all 4 put into place, we're gonna make sure that these are tight. Good, good. Cool, those are all good. Our charger port is lined up. We can see, it's hard to tell, but that little hole right there, that is the reset button that we also plugged in. So we're gonna take our mesh or silicone-y end piece here. This is still sticky. If it's not, and it's not sticking on properly, you can put some double-sided tape or anything that's pretty flat, that's sticky, even some glue if you really wanted, which would be hard to get off. But you're gonna take it, you can kind of tell, I don't know if you can see on the camera, there's like a JBL logo, not logo, but like an exclamation mark. You want the like dot portion of that, not the triangle, but the dot pointed toward the power button side. It's not important at all, it just looks better that way. You're gonna take these 4 little dots and you're gonna line them up with those big body screws that we took out. You're just gonna push down pretty well so you get the adhesive to stick back to the speaker. All right, so then we're gonna take this. Before you put it all together, you could have, plugged it in and tested to see if it did charge already, which probably would have been smart, but we're gonna go ahead and try it now just to make sure. Plug this guy in here. Look at that, it's hard to see, but we got life. It's charging. So it was the charger port that was the issue, and now it's replaced. Awesome. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we can answer questions about the Link 20. Unfortunately, we do not offer service repairs on these, but we do have the parts on our website, like the charger ports, as well as the tools that we use, like the pry tool, the screwdriver, and we have a ton of other tools on our website that you guys can use for other repairs as well. That's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I was able to help you guys. Again, if you're looking for any of the tools or parts, they're on our website. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out.